classic by Thornton Wilder. A lot of people know that. It takes place in the 1920s. Poor Behavior took place in present day, and is a story about couples and relationships. And yeah, just two very, very different types of theater experiences. I think I really enjoyed them both.
Yeah, I believe that art really does mirror the times, and the contemporary piece, and I felt like I was in a whirlwind when I was when I was watching the show. It was a mass of words and just extremely complicated. And I thought, of course, like life now is complicated. We go and we see Our Town, and it's this feel-good show, and I just leave and think, gosh, I just want to be back at, in that time. And I feel like a lot more so now, pieces are just getting more and more complicated, and it's like an exercise for your brain.
Definitely. We can't give you any information on Our Town, unfortunately, guys, because we saw the closing performance. But for information on the theater that put it up, the Inland Valley Repertory Theater, you can go to ivrt.org. And for information on Poor Behavior at the Margaret Taper Forum, that's put on by Center Theater Group, you can go to centertheatergroup.org and find out information about that. That's still going on, still running.
Yeah, I know, but I was a big fan of Poor Behavior. I went home and I wrote like 20 minutes about it. I had to collect my thoughts. It got me thinking. It was good. It was really good.
It was a really good show, and there's been a lot of exposure about that show in Los Angeles. Yeah. They've been on the morning news, and they've done a lot of interviews, and it's just a really, really great show. And I've never actually seen a show at the Mark Taper, so that was a new experience. Definitely.
Yeah, we have different types of more independent types today. Indie filmmaker Daniel Van Thomas, Jolie Kinga coming up next. She is a fashion photographer, and we've got
The Weathering.
The Weathering.
Playing some music for us.
Playing some music in the middle, and we're excited. They're all amazing.
They're awesome. So guys, give us a call and talk to our guests at 1-800-336-2225. That's 1-800-336-2225. We got a new engineer today, Mr. Paul Madrid, so you will be speaking to him. Before you speak to us, ask our guests any questions you would like. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/LaLaLandTalk and twitter.com/LaLaLandTalk. And we'll be back on La La Land with Brett and Ned on CRN Digital Talk.
After all, it's really
TV/radio.
And put the mic way in front of me. Just talk right.
Do I have to be like really close to it or anything?
Welcome back to La La Land on CRN Digital Talk. I'm Brett Chapin, and that is Neti Leddel. We're talking to the very talented photographer, Jolie Kinga.
Hey, thanks for being here with us today.
Thanks for having me. You guys are awesome, and thank you for that peg there.
Absolutely.
We know Jolie through the House of Blues. She is Jolie, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'm a originally Swedish photographer. That came to LA about 4 years ago via New York, and I guess I should say that I do mostly fashion and portraiture, but I've slowly but surely managed to get myself away from working with just beautiful 18-year-old people and started working a lot more with musicians, which is really awesome, and kind of how I ended up at House of Blues.
Okay. And did they get you while you were out in New York, or when you were here in Los Angeles?
No, I moved out here. I guess, kind of to get away from my huge network of other artists that I always got invited to check out their work with, and I ended up here to work on myself, and I ended up with a roommate that worked at House of Blues. So through that connection, I did some marketing photography for them, and long story short, I ended up at a shoot with you, actually, Neti.
Yeah. So you kind of were seeking and searching out in Los Angeles, and felt like this was a great place to be. As opposed to New York, it was.
I think it's a great. Yeah, it's a great place to. I find that a lot of people here are doing their own thing as opposed to, moonlighting as bartenders and doing just a little bit of their own art. A lot of people here are freelancers working exclusively on their stuff, and it's very inspiring, I think, to be here and just to get involved in that group of people. And so I'd gotten a taste of that through friends of mine that were living here, visiting New York. And at the same time, it's not as intensive pace, so I think that it's a great atmosphere too. Neti's laughing at me, she's like, really? No, but it's a great place to just kind of like be in your own space, on your own time period, in a different way, so it's definitely a great growth area.
Is there anything in particular that you enjoy photographing the most?
Well, like I said, musicians. I love shooting fashion, but on a personal level, I find it much more satisfying to work with people that are 30 and have a really cool story and some really interesting scars that you want to know and photograph. So I've started working a lot with bands and musicians, and I've recently started branching into videography as well.
Wow, yeah. And that's what you're up to right now?
That is what I'm up to right now. Well, you mentioned House of Blues. So my next step now is my show that's coming up that I briefly told you about, and for you guys out there. This Thursday coming up, I have a House of Blues photo exhibit, and it's going to be all about the music, all about the rock and roll vibe that place provides, to kind of get away from that typical art photography white wall space, and bring it back to a little bit more of a grungy, but still, fashion flirting kind of work of mine.
Yeah.
So how does that work? You have photos that are exhibited at the House of Blues, and then you have live musicians that are booked just for that particular show? Or?
Yeah, I can't believe this is happening, but Donna Montel from the Abbey is actually coming. She's usually the DJ there for like every, I think, Friday, Saturday, and thank you, Neti. She's usually DJing there every Friday and Saturday, and she's coming out for just the show, so she'll be actually DJing and spinning some awesome music at the whole space. And I should say, it's not the House of Blues downstairs that most people are familiar with. It's the upper level foundation room. So
Cool.
if you haven't been there, you need to come out. It's a super sexy environment with I think part of their ceiling is doors from some Indian palace, and it's just stunning visually, which of course is what appealed to me.
Mm-hmm.
But so yeah, Brett, I have music playing there, and a part of the area is going to be dedicated to my photography. And
So just musicians?
That's great.
no, not at all, not at all. I mean, it's the work that I've done that is more artistic than the straight up editorial stuff, but at the same time flirts with that fashion edge. So it's not necessarily what you'd find in I think, typical gallery exhibit, or at least what I think of as a typical.
I believe on the card that you gave me, it was Victorian people, like as chess pieces on a chessboard, and like this beautiful manicured garden that you made of. I mean, you're visually,
I wish.
visually you're just stunning.
Thank you, Neti. Thank you so much.
Where can we find you?
JolieKinga.com, www.joliekinga.com, and of course Facebook is a great place for people to come and poke me and say hi,
Yeah.
or literally just poke me.
And that's spelled www.joliekinga.com. Right?
That's correct. Yeah, thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah. So tell us just a little bit more about your inspiration. Like, where exactly and how exactly did you start? Who and what? What made you spark the fire?
Well, I think, I was a kid in the 80s, so some of you might remember that there was a lot of Vietnam movies coming out at that time, and, they always had that cool photographer that was dodging bullets and living dangerously, and I think I always wanted to do that. So when I lived in New York...
Didn't we all?
Yeah. I'm not normal, I know that. No, so I think I always wanted to have one of those cameras, and when I lived in New York, I subleased an apartment with this crazy girl of mine, that I don't know how, but she was invited everywhere all the time, and VIP style, and I was studying acting. So people would ask you, what do you do? And you say you're an actor, and of course the next natural question is, great, what have you been in? And if you're just a student, your answer is, oh, I'm just a student, but, or you name drop some student movies, and they're like, great, they pat you on the back, smile, really honestly, and leave, right? So every now and then I would say I'm a photographer, because the apartment that I was sharing belonged to a photographer, and he had some broken camera equipment around. So one day I found an actual camera body, which appealed to my child from the 80s, and I brought it into this camera store, and I got it fixed for what I now know is more money than the camera was worth. I bought myself a lens and started taking my friends' headshots. So every now and then in these clubs and these fancy places, I would tell people, "Oh, I'm a photographer," which of course gave me the "Oh, really? Tell me more about you" response. So I mean, naturally, I liked that a lot more. And one day, I met a photographer that worked for Flaunt. And instead of, "Oh, really? What do you what do you shoot?" I got, "Great. What equipment do you use?" And I got completely stunned, and I knew nothing about photography. I mean, I knew about the people, and I think to this day, I think that's what separates me from a lot of photographers. I think I focus a lot on the subject, and you can learn about lighting, you can learn about all that slowly but surely. You can upgrade your equipment, but so I hadn't thought about it. So I enrolled in what I call is my bachelor degree of Barnes & Noble Union Square. I read every photography book, and I patched the problem. But of course, at the end of this, I now had kind of become a photographer. So that's kind of where I
The world of being an artist, the wonderful world of being an artist. You create everything.
Hey, fake it till you make it, they say, right?
Beatlemania. There you go.
For any information on Jolie Kinga, you can go to JolieKinga.com. And you're hanging out for a second, Jolie?
Absolutely, please, if you'll have me.
All
We'll
right.
be back with Jolie and the weather.
On La La Land with Brett and Ned on CRN Digital Talk.
Achieve with it. If there's any.
Welcome back to La La Land on CRN Digital Talk. I'm Brett Chapin, that's Neti Leddel, and I made it into my chair just in time.
That was amazing.
I know, it's I'm like a
Chapin
ninja.
flew.
I'm like a ninja,
He's
Neti.
talking to our newest engineer, Mr. Paul.
Yes, Paul Madrid. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and give us a call at 1-800-336-2225. And, I know you guys have questions for our guests. People must have something.
Oh, yeah. What was that talk line again?
It's the La La Land landline, 1-800-336-2225.
Ooh la la.
I know. Sounds catchy, doesn't it?
Awesome. Jolie is here with us. Jolie Kinga from www.JolieKinga.com, promoting her show at the House of Blues coming up on the Strip here on, when exactly is that, Jolie?
This Thursday evening, it starts at 7 p.m., so you guys can show up anytime between 7 and 11. Mention my show, which is aptly named Bloody Brilliant, and that should get you entry in.
And where do you see yourself going with all of the photography? What's your goal?
Well, I mean, more, bigger, more. But no, I also started doing videography, and I do some cinematography, I do some short films, and I definitely would like to flirt with the moving image more and more over the next few years. But most quickly coming up is actually my book project, which I'm super excited about also. And if anybody out there knows a cool cafe, Starbucks do not count as cool cafes. I'm doing a coffee table book project, and it's going to be really, really cool photography from various spots around LA with, obviously the information about them and stuff, but mostly it comes from a place where you go on Yelp and you find the best coffee in town, you find the best priced coffee in town, but you don't necessarily know what it looks like. So I want to find some sexy cafes out there, and that's what this book project is about.
Coffee shops are very picturesque. The rainy day with the coffee shop, and that's going to be good. I can't wait to see it.
Especially here, I mean, in a city full of artists, I think it's important. Like, if I know I'm going to write that day, I definitely want to go to a place that has a certain kind of vibe. If you're taking meetings, you need to have a different kind of vibe. And so this is something that I'm doing next.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for being on here with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Please keep us updated. And we are saying goodbye to Jolie Kinga and moving on to the weathering. This is again, gentlemen, would you like to introduce yourselves real quickly?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. We're a band from Kentucky, actually. Originally, we met while I was in college in Kentucky, and both decided to move out here. And so we're just doing our music out here.
What's your names?
My name's Devin Metzger.
My name is Justin Pennington.
What are you gonna play for us?
We are gonna jam to one of the first tunes that we wrote as a band. It's called "Live Our Days," and it's just about having fun and getting into trouble. Not too much trouble, but just enough to live your life. So that's what it's all about.
Awesome.
Do it up.
It goes like this. our fun. Don't forget that we must live with some regret to know that life's begun. So follow me down the street, where we can start to see. And then we'll run back up that street and hide away to never be seen. 'Cause if we go away tomorrow, what will we have here tonight? But let's get in some kind of trouble to really understand my life. Don't regret the times we spent passing out on others' loans. Don't regret the nights we spent discussing all the pros and cons. Just remember all the blunders of us trying to memorize our nights. Don't remember all the anger and every little white lie. 'Cause you better if we go away tomorrow. But what will we have here tonight? So let's get in some kind of trouble.
Welcome back to La La Land on CRN Digital Talk. That's Neti Leddel. I'm Brett Chapin. We're talking to the very talented band The Weathering from LA.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks, guys. If you have any questions for our guest this week, you can give us a call at 1-800-336-2225, just like Don in Los Angeles did. And Don, you had a question for The Weather? You know, we were talking before we picked up the line with you about that question. I really like the Mark Taper.
Don, where are you from? Are you from LA? Okay. Do you go see a lot of theater? Oh, wow. Okay. Great. I mean, there's so many different types of theaters. I haven't seen all of them, but I mean, we went to the Mark Taper last night, and that is definitely, I mean, not only with the lighting and the sound, obviously they're so different. Like if you go to the Getty Villa, I mean, it's like a Greek type, I mean, the acoustics are so different. A black box theater than I mean, the Mark Taper is so mainstream. When they were shredding the basil, because of the air conditioning, the whole entire theater could smell it. I mean, it's just first rate.
Mark Taper is good. I saw a show recently, God of Carnage at the Amundsen, which was really good.
Yeah, that's a good show.
Yeah. Hey, thanks so much, Don. Call back anytime and say hi. Oh, Don. Do you have plans for tomorrow afternoon? Because we have 2 tickets to Rabbit Hole Theater Palisades if you're interested. Oh, okay. No problem. I would give you for next week, but it closes this weekend, so I thought I'd throw out the offer just in case. Thanks, Don.
Don.
Have a good day.
Thanks, Don.
Hi. Oh, man.
All right, back to The Weathering.
He was awesome.
I like
know,
Don.
I love our listeners.
Seriously.
They just rock. They make my day.
Coolest.
Okay, The Weathering. We're
Yes.
back, and we teased you with a half a song of theirs. And where can the rest of everybody? And where can they see the rest of the song?
And by the way, real quick, if you have questions for The Weathering, 1-800-336-2225. Sorry, guys, go on.
No, please. We actually just created a YouTube page like a couple days ago when I found out that we were going to do this, and it's youtube.com/theweatheringLA, and LA is in caps because somebody took LA that's not in caps. So.
Okay. All right.
But we have a couple videos on there that we've done from back home in Murray, and a couple that we did here, just us. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple live from different venues back home, and then we have a couple that we just did here at home.
Yeah.
Here at our new home.
Speaking to the mic, man, it'd be a lot easier if you did that.
That's right. And where is home? Where is home?
For me, I would say Fort Campbell because my dad's in the military, but I'm kind of like from everywhere. So I lived in Vegas for a while in California, but Kentucky is pretty much where I'd like to go back.
Okay.
Yeah. Home for me is Western Kentucky area, like Mayfield. No one's heard of that here, I know. But it's definitely Western Kentucky. It's home for me.
So what brings you out here? It's just your music, or what?
We actually did theater in college. That's what I did, and I came out here with my fiance to try to make a bid at acting. And before I left, about a year before I left, I met him, and we just started playing music one day, and it kind of got really serious. And then I said, well, I'm going to go out to California to try acting, but if you want to come out, then we can start this band and maybe play some stuff out there. So when he came out, it's something to take serious, so that's what we're doing.
Yeah, that's what we did.
So how long have you been working on music together for?
A little over a year, maybe a year and a half. I mean, right when we met, it was on a show, actually. I got picked up because someone was dropped, and we met on a show that I wasn't supposed to be involved with. And so we acted together, became close friends, and started writing music instantly.
So have you guys made music with other people? I mean, is this just what is the connection here?
For me, I'm not really good at guitar. I'll be the first to say that. I just kind of picked it up and kind of taught myself. I've played drums for about 11 years, so that's where I come from. I've been in bands to play drums, and he's been in, he's like the band guy, the one that's been in bands playing live shows and stuff like that, so he's kind of like the leader of that. But just coming together and kind of writing cool stuff, and the backgrounds that we have are totally different too. That's what I think is rad. Like, the stuff I listen to is like Blink-182 and stuff like that, and he listens to like Silverstein and Parkway Drive and that really heavy stuff.
Yeah.
But we write stuff that sounds just like the stuff we write is really cool, but we listen to totally different stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a question actually for you guys.
Cool.
This is Mark in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Hi, Mark.
Oh man, what's up, Mark?
Wow.
Appreciate
Thank you,
it.
Mark. Around the 21st, huh?
Cool. Well, we're trying to, Mark. It's harder than I thought it was going to be honest with you. But it's one of those things where we just have to go around and just show up at open mic nights and hope people just say, yeah, come on by. But we're gonna try to put a demo together and send that out, and hopefully we can be playing somewhere soon.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. YouTube and Facebook are really good. The YouTube is youtube.com/theweatheringLA. We have videos up there, and that's where we'll post dates and stuff like that.
You have a Facebook fan page?
Mm-hmm.
We do have a Facebook fan page. It's just, if you search the Weathering Friends and Fans group, I'm pretty sure that's what it's listed under.
Thanks, brother. We
Thanks,
appreciate that,
Mark.
man. Good
Thanks,
to hear
Mark.
someone from home.
Thank you.
That's cool.
Wow.
That's the first time this ever happened, so that's kind of cool to have to be on the radio and have someone ask you a question.
Well, the thing
Yeah,
is
definitely.
that your vibe is happy. Most musicians, I mean, one of my favorite questions to ask musicians is it harder to write sad songs than happier songs? But it seems like you guys really have this energy about you. What is it with that? Do you think it's harder to write happier songs or sad songs?
You know what? To be honest with
Depends
you,
on the mood.
It depends on the mood.
Definitely.
Like, you do have to be in a mood to write. But I will say it's just one of those things where no matter what time of frame you're at, where your mind, you just, whatever comes to you, you write it. And if it's good, it's good. If it's not, it's not. Whatever.
We want our songs to hit home for any listener. It doesn't matter if they are thinking the same thing that we think, as long as they think something that hits home for them.
Yeah.
That's our goal.
You guys want to play some more music?
Yeah, we'd love to.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Cool,
What
cool,
are you
cool.
playing for us?
This song is called Far Away. It's a lovely little song.
Yeah.
Cool.
We'll be back on Lola Lamb with Brett Nett on CRN Digital Talk.
So you have his face.
But if you guys could switch,
Seats.
if you guys could switch seats when you start talking, so that you're on camera. Welcome back to La La Land on CRN Digital Talk. Ladies and gentlemen, The Weathering. Nice work, guys.
Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. That was The Weathering. They came in on the fly, completely raw, and they are talented.
Thanks a
We
lot.
appreciate you being here with us.
Thanks so much, guys.
We're going to shift gears a little bit. What did I just do? I'm sorry. Shift gears a little bit and talk to a very talented indie filmmaker, Daniel Van Thomas. You want to put your headphones on? Okay, good. I don't know if that makes a difference, does it?
I don't know. Daniel.
Hey, Red.
Thank you so much for being here. I'm sorry. ADD.
It's alright, I can hear myself now.
Okay, awesome, awesome, awesome. So, Mr. Daniel Van Thomas, where are you from originally?
I'm also from Kentucky originally. I don't know if you talked to these guys about that, but that's where I'm from the South.
From the South.
That's right.
All right, and you're here as a first-time indie filmmaker.
Yeah, I have little projects that we struggle with from time to time through the year, so I've had my hands in a few things. But now I'm working on a western horror. It's called Revelation Trail. It's been in the making for some years now. We shot about 3/4 of it. Got another week to go in the wintertime, and it's coming out next year. You can check it out at revelationtrail.com.
Okay, first of all, back up.
I'm backing up.
How did it all, this was a pretty big sized film that you created. It took you how many years to do this?
All told, the director, John Gibson, out of Northern Kentucky, he's been working on this for about 5 years. He came up with this little seed of an idea to mix the Western and horror genres, and it's a zombie film, let's just say that. It's a character-focused, period-accurate zombie film. And he came up with this about 5 years ago. We kind of stick together in the South, I guess, and I'd done films with him since I was 18 years old. So and I had a 5 o'clock shadow, so he said, "You're going to be in this Western." And this time I was working on a boat in Alaska, and we drafted the script back and forth that I'd done draft. And took us about 3 or 4 years to raise the funds, and now we're shooting.
Okay, awesome. And so how big was if you don't mind me asking, how big was the budget?
The budget is about the costs of a Camry. It's about a $30,000 movie. That's kind of the thing. We're trying to show that we know that we can't afford, as a people, we can't really afford a $250 million movies anymore. We can't do it. And we're not really interested in 3D.
You can't afford it anymore. What are you talking? The economy is amazing.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. And there are better things that we could be doing. I mean, we all love films. We're just interested in telling the story, and we defy this notion that you need this much money to make a movie. It's excess. So we're making about a $30,000 movie, and with that $30,000, we have hundreds of extras. We have period accurate costumes. We have livestock. We have guns. We have locations that are built from the ground up. We're actually constructing a period accurate 1880s Civil War fort right now.
Okay. So we had a little mini
Yeah, it was spill.
mishap, which is never good. I'm reading. Okay, I'm reading about Revelation Trail right now. Okay, and it says, okay, the breakdown of it is. Where's the breakdown of it? Oh, a preacher's life is destroyed when a gruesome power consumes the land. Now he must find new purpose in the fight against the undead. Okay, so that's the basis of it, basically.
That's the story, yeah.
Okay, and so where can we find more information about this?
All over the place. And you can go to revelationtrail.com, which is where we trailed that, and check out some footage from the movie. The best place is probably Facebook. You facebook.com/revelationtrail. If you're in the South, if you're in Kentucky or that area, we're going to be doing some casting pretty soon. We're also on Kickstarter, kickstarter.com and Revelation Trail.
Very cool. So people can go there and find out information about you, find out what you're doing, current projects, that kind of cool.
Yeah, we're posting up new footage, we're posting up photos, music, all kinds of things.
Nice.
Tell
Well-
us about the web series, actually. Oh,
Yeah.
let me get back.
Yeah, when we get back from commercial. We'll be back on La La Land with Brett and Nat right here on CRN Digital Talk as we clean up a spill.
That's actually pretty good. I like it, guys.
Welcome back to La La Land on CRN Digital Talk. That's Neti Leddel. I'm Brett Chapin, and we're talking with the very talented actor and filmmaker Daniel Van Thomas. For information on Daniel, you can go to danielvanthomas.com or revelationtrail.com, or you can call in yourself and ask him a question at 1-800-336-2225.
Dan, we're sitting here talking about Revelation Trail, which is your newest up-and-coming indie film for zombie flick. I want to know personally what your fascination is with horror. What is it about horror that you wanted to make a horror film?
I might get in trouble here, but I'm not really fascinated with horror.
That's awesome.
I wanted to make a Western. And, I co-wrote it with John Gibson. And there were many conversations through the years where I said, John, what if we do this without the zombie? But that didn't fly, and it wouldn't be as unique without it. And actually, the zombies are what have gotten us just leagues of followers and immense support. Something about, I don't know, it's just the current, something in the air, but people love zombies right now. What's interesting though is that we always pitch it as a Western. That's what we're making. We don't explain where these zombies come from. They're just kind of a catalyst for us. That said, there's plenty of gore. There's plenty of blood. There's heads exploding. There's all that for the horror fan.
Okay, and tell us a little bit about the authenticity of the Western, because you actually got the town to come help and build things, and I mean, tell us about that.
We don't really respond that much to the green screens and CGI and the 3D and everything that's kind of being, I feel, pushed down people's throats nowadays. We wanted to make something that is really grounded, So everything that you see in this movie is happening. People in the South, they don't really get the chance to be involved in these movies like they do in LA. So whole Western recreation towns that have been built down to the chairs, the windows, the doors, everything is period accurate. They open their doors to us. We are a group of Civil War reenactors. Is currently building a replica of 1884 right now. We've had a lot of reenactors come to us and give us costumes that are accurate down to the stitch. People have just they've offered us horses. We've used Civil War period guns that we wouldn't even be able to afford to touch. But these people have come and said, we don't get a chance to do this. We live in the South. This doesn't come through like it does in LA.
Where was this filmed?
This was filmed in all over the place. It was filmed in Williamsburg, Ohio, Barry, Kentucky, Hopkinsville, Kentucky, Simpson, Illinois, Metropolis, Illinois. We went about 2,000 miles over the course of 2 weeks to shoot this film.
Wow. You must be so grateful to all those people.
No, absolutely. No, we could not have done it without these people. There's no way we should be able to make this movie for $30,000. I've sat down with producers in LA that think I'm insane, but we are, and we have.
You're certainly getting your name out there. Where can we find it again?
Revelationtrail.com, or you can go to facebook.com/revelationtrail.
Yeah, okay, perfect. You guys have to check out the trailer. It's amazing. I mean, authentic, down to, I mean, beautiful. Beautiful cinematography. Wow, Brett, we had an awesome show today.
You know what's awesome too is all our guests are in the studio for the last segment. I don't think that's happened before.
I know, they are.
Very cool.
Feels good.
They're wonderful,
nice.
they're talented, and they're moving on up in the world.
To the east side.
That's right. West side.
Thanks so much for coming in, guys.
Thanks a lot,
Thank
guys.
you.
Guys, visit us on Facebook at facebook.com/LaLaLandTalk and twitter.com/LaLaLandTalk.
Yeah, Brett's getting really annoyed that you're not doing that. Come on.
Yeah, come on, guys. But we did hit over 500 followers last week, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, celebrate.
For sure. And if you guys want to email us just to say hello or let us know how we're doing, we'd love to hear it at lalalandtalk@gmail.com.
Tell us about your day. Okay.
Yeah. And, you know, we'll see you next time on La La Land with Brett and Net, right here on CRN Digital Talk. We'll see you at the
At the
top.
top.